The Assassin's Creed series is known for its incredible historical setting, stealth mechanics, and fluid parkour. But let's not forget the intense boss battles that truly test your skills. Across multiple eras, from ancient Egypt to Renaissance Italy and Viking Scandinavia, the series has delivered some unforgettable and challenging encounters. Let's dive into the 15 toughest bosses from across all Assassin's Creed games that left players sweating and sometimes screaming at their screens. Number 15, Sobek from Assassin's Creed Origins.
They're lining up the prisoners and
The second deity who fought in the Trials of the Gods, Sobek, would also be tough. This giant humanoid crocodile is the ancient Egyptian god of the Nile, and it may have also once been believed that the pharaoh was Sobek in human form. Fittingly, you'll find Sobek in the swamps of the Heraclean Nome, the northmost point of the Nile before it opens into the Mediterranean. He's difficult, and you'll need to be at the highest level in the game to be in with a shot of beating him. But his tactics are too similar to the previous god in the Trials event to be any more challenging. Number 14, Loki from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. During the Asgard sequence, Ivar, now playing the role of Odin or Havi, has to go toe-to-toe with Loki, who's furious about the treatment of his son, Fenrir. He is one of the most famous figures in the Norse pantheon, so you know they worked hard on this boss fight. It's just him and Odin in an icy arena, but his teleporting attack makes it all the more complicated. The teleport alone makes this tricky because he can disappear and then attack from any angle. Number 13, Bellic from Assassin's Creed Unity.
Elise? Elise? Toi. I wonder if you might enter.
not again.
Well played.
Pierre Bellic was a master assassin who worked with Charles Dorian and took Arno under his wing after they met at the Bastille. Bellic taught Arno everything he knew, making his betrayal halfway through Unity all the harder to deal with. It turns out Bellic turned on the assassins to stop them from making peace with the Templars throughout the chaos of the French Revolution. But Arno's loyalty to the Brotherhood put them at odds. A dramatic fight at the top of the Sainte-Chapelle ensued, leaving the players wrestling with killing their former mentor like Arno. Number 12. Puka from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. While pursuing the Druids through Ireland in Valhalla's first DLC, Ivor will encounter a formidable beast called a Puka, more familiar to us as a werewolf. The Puka is a violent beast attacking Ivor through a thick fog. It will also occasionally transform into an ordinary world, forcing Ivor to pursue it around the large area. When in its werewolf form, it's fast and deadly, and you'll have to be able to dodge and parry effectively to avoid getting staggered. The green fog also makes the fight much harder, significantly reducing visibility, and you'll be fighting numerous high-level human enemies as well. Number 11, Argus from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Father's spear holds a certain burden, but you're ready. It carries with it a long line of power.
The king of the Greek pantheon, Zeus, is famous for wielding mighty bolts of lightning, fighting against those who stand in his way. But Zeus didn't get his lightning from nowhere. The Cyclops made the thunderbolts, and one in particular, Argus, the Bright One. So it stands to reason that he'd be a demanding boss to beat when he was added to Odyssey post-launch. What makes Argus so much more complicated than other Cyclopses is he deals lots of fire damage, fighting the Misthios in an arena of lava while throwing fire bombs. If he lands just one of those bombs, you'll probably have to start over. Number 10. Caledonian Boar from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Early on in the game, you'll meet Daphne, and she'll give you the long goddess's hunt quest. You need to travel to Greece to defeat various legendary animals. However, the one nearest to Daphne, and therefore the one most players will fight first, is also arguably the hardest of all. The Caledonian Boar is a vicious beast, especially if you're fighting early on. You may not have yet unlocked the ability to heal during combat, and even when you've mastered its attack patterns, it can still take you down with 1 or 2 hits. It also summons various smaller boars during the fight, making it even harder. Number 9. Basim from Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Hoş geldin kardeşim. Unless the legend is alive.
Veteran players will have trusted Basim from the beginning because after a 5-year hiatus, we finally have a true assassin in these games again. However, trusting Basim is absolutely the wrong thing to do. He has his own machinations and manipulated Sigurd from the start, forcing Eivor to fight him. He uses all the assassin's tricks players will be familiar with, including smoke bombs, and you'll also have to do some complex platforming as you chase him through an Isu vault. He even catches Eivor with the hidden blade and can only be defeated by Eivor and Sigurd working together. Number 8. The Minotaur from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Should I start looking for swordfish?
Fisherman's beachhead in Heraklion would be your best bet. No one
Answers, and you will give them to me.
Nikios the Cosmos Pro.
I want to look out for him. Family, he needs you.
About the disc.
The unholy offspring of a sacred bull and the queen, the Minotaur was so dangerous and shameful that an elaborate labyrinth was constructed to hold it. This legendary monster is one of the Isu remnants you must hunt down while navigating the labyrinth found deep underneath Knossos Palace. The Minotaur is one of the most unique and exciting bosses in the game, posing a challenging fight in a small area where it can be difficult to dodge or use ranged attacks. You must stay close to the monster, parrying and blocking his attacks to take him down. Number 7. Anubis from Assassin's Creed Origins. The Trial of the Gods quest started with a bang by having Bayek immediately face down with the Egyptian god of the dead, the jackal-headed Anubis, located in the Great Sand Sea. Anubis will rise out of the desert to meet you as you get closer. As the first giant, humanoid god you fight in Origins, Anubis is easily the best and most difficult, employing tactics and moves not yet seen in the game. He'll send undead minions to fight you, monstrous canids, and deal nasty area of effect attacks. Number 6. The Builder from Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
More deception. The Builder will suffer for this.
When you first encounter the Builder, he's not precisely formidable. Eventually, Norse magic begins to take hold, and the Builder reveals his trick, becoming a gigantic blue warrior hell-bent on taking down Odin. His hammer has a lot of ranged attacks and a giant swing, but if you stay too close, he will do an area of effect attack to knock you away. And that's just the first phase. He'll then do a power-up, and the fight gets even harder, especially if you entered Asgard a little early and were under-leveled. Ensure you go in with plenty of arrows to make those all-important headshots. Number 5. Al-Mualim from Assassin's Creed.
It's costing us a fortune to contain.
Have to stop him, or everything we work for will be destroyed.
How do you not join us, brother?
The first game introduced us to the primary lore and gameplay on which all subsequent games would be based. Specifically, you'll be routinely assassinating targets and hunting down legendary artifacts. But the first final boss in the series is demanding because it catches you completely off guard after a game of instant kill counters and one-hit assassinations. Al-Mualim betrays the Brotherhood to wield the Apple of Eden's almighty power himself, and so Altair is pitted against a superpowered villain with powers you've never seen before. He clones himself, teleports around the battlefield, and sends your own brothers to fight against you. Number 4. Balor from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Also in the Wrath of the Druids DLC, Balor is an optional boss you could miss. He's also one of the best and most demanding bosses in the game, and one of the more visually interesting creatures Eivor comes to blows with. Boasting a great sword with massive range and leaping attacks that mean he's never too far away, mastering the dodge timing is imperative for defeating him. The fight takes place in a simple arena, with just a few stone pillars for cover, leaving you nowhere to hide. The second phase grants him more attacks, damage, and the ability to shoot a giant laser from his head. Number 3, El Impoluto from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Aye. For amongst all the gentlemen.
Chaotic Naval Command returned with a vengeance in Black Flag as players took on the role of Private Edward Kenway. But as part of his long journey from a destitute privateer to a master assassin, you could choose to hunt down 5 legendary ships which stalk the waters of the Caribbean and attack anyone who draws too near. The nastiest of all is El Impoluto, a Spanish warship that's bigger, faster, and more damaging than the other legendaries combined, and also happens to be the only man-of-war with a ram. You don't want to run into the ship unprepared or under-leveled, or you won't survive. Number 2, Fenrir from Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Viking impales a soldier. She faces a warrior-filled courtyard.
You already fought the father, now it's time for the son. Fenrir will be very familiar to fans of Norse mythology because he's prophesied to kill Odin, who of course is Ivar. Ivar and Tyr go on a mission to bind Fenrir to protect the other members of the Norse pantheon. Fenrir doesn't take kindly to this and bites off Tyr's hand. Just like in the legend before him and Havi battle. It can be tricky to land a solid hit on Fenrir because of his height, agility, and ability to tunnel underneath the arena. The orange lighting doesn't make the battle any easier and only ends once you finally bind the beast. Number 1, Medusa from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wants to end their Odyssey encased in stone. Come on, walk it off, because that's just the start of...
The final and most daunting Easter remnant you'll encounter is Medusa. Located in a petrified forest on the island of Lesbos, she poses a significant challenge. To succeed, you must have all your overpowered abilities unlocked and fully upgraded, along with the strongest weapons available for your level. You'll need to avoid her gaze while battling her petrified soldiers. Only then will she become vulnerable to damage. But she quickly teleports and can unleash powerful attacks. This lengthy fight demands precision. One mistake could end your journey. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our dive into the toughest bosses across the Assassin's Creed series, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic gaming content just like this. Which boss gave you the most trouble? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your war stories, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our next deep dive into the worlds of your favorite games.